Welcome back to another video on Through My Eyes. Now, I'm sure that most of you already know that India is celebrating its 75th year of independence, which is a great thing. And similarly to the nation, I'm going to be talking and releasing videos on the different aspects and things about India throughout this entire stretch. Maybe in one video I shall take food, culture, heritage, clothing, etc. But in this video, the first one, I've chosen to talk about the army of India. If you sleep safely in the night every day in your bed and you live every day without any fear, well then you have the Indian army to thank. And I'm not talking only about the army as in the land force. I will also be talking about the navy and the air force. But first, let me just give you a brief understanding about the weapons during the warfare in ancient India. And by ancient India, I don't mean when the Britishers used to rule India. I mean back when there were kings in India. They mainly used metal weapons such as axes, swords, pikes, clubs and maces. But by far the most predominant weapon used in this era was the bow and arrow. However, shields on the other hand was made out of either thick hide or the same metal. Javelins and spears were also used in this era, and if you didn't know the difference, well, javelins are used to throw and spears are used to thrust. They used to usually fight long range back then. Now, British India has a lot to talk about, but I wanted to talk about India after independence and the wars it fought as an independent nation. In the India-Pakistan War of 1947-1948. After the independence of India and Pakistan, there was left a region in between, which was independent, and that region is what we know as Kashmir. The king of Kashmir, Maharaja Hari Singh, strongly wanted to remain independent, but Pakistan did not like that idea, as 3/5 of Kashmir was Muslim and they wanted to capture that area. After constant attacks from Pakistan, Maharaja Hari Singh had no choice but to give in to India. It joined hands with India and became part of the Indian country. After joining the Indian country, India defended Kashmir from Pakistan. Pakistan, enraged by the fact that India had took over Kashmir and not themselves, declared war on India. It was later revealed that Pakistan codenamed this operation Operation Gulmarg. The war ended in a decisive India win, with around 1,100 casualties from India and 6,000 casualties from Pakistan. It came to an end after the United Nations came down there and put a ceasefire line in 1948. Sino-Indian War of 1962. This was a war based on boundaries. India and China battled it out as China went back on its words to accept the McMahon line as the border between India and China. China pushed forward in the McMahon line and ravaged the Indian soldiers. This ended in a decisive win, as China had 4 times the troops at 80,000 while India only had 20,000 troops. Pakistan-India Wars of 1971. This was caused yet again another intrusion by Pakistan into Indian soil. During 1971, Pakistan entered East Kashmir, also known as present-day Bangladesh, and started a 15-day war, which had lots of bloodshed and human rights violation from Pakistan. This ended in an Indian decisive victory as Pakistan signed the Shimla Agreement and surrendered. Another honorable war story which I wanted to talk about was the Kargil War. India faced an unfavorable position but yet managed to beat Pakistan despite all the odds and create an awe-inspiring tale. I'm sure that this has interested you and you could Google about the Kargil War. It's really fascinating. India is ranked number 4 on the world's army lists, and for good reason. India invests about $62 billion annually in its warfare. It has over 1.4 million people working for its Air Force, Navy and Land Force. However, the Land Force is obviously the biggest. The Air Force is also the latest to be created, as India recently acquired several new jets. This video is dedicated to all those soldiers and martyrs out there who sacrificed their life for the nation and who could never be forgotten. Now, if you like this video, don't forget to like, share and subscribe, as more are coming very soon.